Now, we also have to talk about the insurance that repairs or replaces your car if it's damaged. That's your comprehensive and your collision coverage. Naturally, collision is defined as your car as a moving object strikes another object. Could be another car, a wall, a post, whatever. Or another moving object strikes your vehicle, another car, wall, or a post. Then you have your comprehensive coverage. That covers your car in case it's vandalized, stole, burnt, broken into, tree falls on it, whatever. Okay? Now, together, the liability coverage, the comprehensive, and the collision, really that's your full coverage policy, even though there is no such thing as full coverage. Because your comprehensive and collision company, comprehensive collision coverages come with a deductible, which means you have to pay the first X amount of dollars. Today, the average is either $500 or even on a new car, $1,000 deductible. You pay the first $500 per accident or per loss. The insurance company pays the rest. The deductible is to stop from small claims from occurring. But remember, it's per accident. So if you're in a parking spot and you throw your car in reverse and you back into the car behind you, and then you get nervous, you throw it and drive and then hit the car in front of you, 2 collisions, 2 deductibles. Remember that. That confuses a lot of people because I've seen people have losses where they've got charged 2 deductibles because they're one accident, they had struck one car and then they strike another car. It's a separate incident. It is a separate deductible. Now, there are some optional coverages, but first let's talk about what's not covered. What are the common exclusions? As I said, you're not covered if you have an accident with immediate family member, another car in the household. You're also not covered if you did not tell your agent you're using your vehicle for commercial use, business commercial use. Especially today, I want to warn all the Uber and Lyft drivers out there. That is the biggest claim denials I see today. People do not tell us they're driving for Uber and Lyft. Just because you have the Uber and Lyft policy does not mean you have full coverage. That policy only goes into force once you have accepted a fare, and then it ends when the person gets out or when the ride is over. So when you leave your house, if you're driving to an area so that you can pick up riders while you're driving to that area or while you're waiting for somebody, you're on your own personal insurance policy. And because you're signed into Uber and Lyft, you have to have a special endorsement on your policy covering you as an Uber or Lyft driver. And that endorsement is not that expensive. So please tell your agent if you drive for Uber or Lyft. Also, tell your agent about your usage. If you are going to use the car for business, like a real estate agent who's taking people around to see houses, or you're a contractor and you're going to more than one job site a day, that's considered business commercial use. Also, all licensed drivers over the age of 15 must be disclosed to the insurance company, everybody in the household, even if they have their own car and their own insurance. The insurance company has a right to know who they are, and they'll want to know about their driving record. If they have their own car and their own insurance, that's fine, but they still should be disclosed. Why? Because you never know when there could be a family emergency and their car doesn't start and you want them to run you to the hospital or run an errand and you let them use your car. So make sure all licensed drivers over the age of 15 are disclosed on the application. If you don't want them covered because the premium, it would cause an increase in your premium, like they're underage, they're young people, or they don't have a very good driving record, you can exclude them, sign an exclusion, but you have to understand once you sign that exclusion, they're not covered. No way, no how, not covered. Be sure you understand that. What else is not covered? Your car is only insured as it came from the manufacturer. Manufacturer and equipment only. Now, that doesn't mean some dealers will take cars and put fancy wheels on them, fancy tires on them. Those are not manufacturer installed. Those are dealer installed. So you have to insure those as custom equipment. And you have to disclose it to the insurance company with the amount, what they're worth, so that they can be included on your policy. Another thing that is not covered is personal effects left in the car. So if your car is stolen and you've got your golf clubs in there and your camera equipment in there, that's not covered under your automobile policy, but that should be covered if you have a homeowner's, a condominium policy, or a renter's policy. There is a provision, usually it's 10% of the contents amount is covered in your vehicle, okay? The next thing you can purchase is rent-a-car coverage. It's very expensive, but that provides you with a loaner car or rental car the company will pay if your car is disabled due to an insurance loss.